In the previous section, we saw how to upload your app to the App Store. Unfortunately, that's probably not going to be the end of the story. Making a great app and putting it in the App Store is usually not enough. You need to do a bit of work to market your app. And one way to do that is to create a website for it. And that's what we're going to be doing in this section. So we're going to be using the free web hosting that comes with the course and this free app theme, which I think looks pretty good for a free website template, as well as a free content management system called WordPress, which will allow you to create a website like this where you can update the content without knowing any code at all. If you do want to take that a bit further, then do check out my complete web developer course. It shows you how to use WordPress and develop websites in general in a lot more detail. But for now, let's move over to see how we can set up our web hosting on Eco Web Hosting. If you followed the instructions in the second video of this course, how to get the free stuff, then you will have an Eco Web Hosting account. If you haven't done that yet, then take a moment and go and do that because you'll need access to Eco Web Hosting to set up your website. If you have done that, then just go to ecowebhosting.co.uk/cp/home to get to the customer area. Now this is where you can control your account, do things like create a hosting package, register a domain name, etc., and a whole lot more. So we're not going to do any of that right now. We're going to go straight to the first option, create a hosting package. And this will allow us to set up WordPress and get our website up and running. So the main thing that you'll need is to choose a domain name. So if your app has a particular name or theme, then the domain name should ideally relate to that. I'm going to go for catyears2016.com. But you can choose anything you like there as long as no one else has chosen that domain name first. If they have, then you'll see an error message and you'll need to choose something else. Then you choose your package type. Probably the default will be Advanced Unlimited Linux, and that's the one that I'd recommend for you. Then click the big green Create Hosting Package. This will take a few moments, but it will set up everything in the background that you'll need to create your hosting package. And there we go. So that's now all been set up and you'll actually get an email sending you all the access details. But we're going to try to access this straight away. So we can go to ecowebhosting.co.uk/cp/list domains to get a list of the hosting packages that you've got. And you'll probably only have the one, unless you've set up a few other ones as well. I've got a few, but the one I'm particularly interested in is catyears2016.com. So I'm going to click on that, and this should take me to the cPanel, which is where you can do things like create email addresses, work with databases, and specifically use WordPress to set up your website. So here we go. Here you can do things like edit the files on your hosting package, backup and restore. You can use the simple web builder if you want, work with your email, and do a lot more. But we're just going to zoom straight to the bit that matters for us, and that's WordPress blog. So if you click there, WordPress started as a blogging platform, but it's now much bigger than that. And it actually powers around 19% of all websites. So it's very, very widely used, and it's a really powerful and extensible option. So when we're ready to go, we're going to click the Install Now button, but this does require scripting to be active on your hosting package, and that normally takes about an hour to set up. So I'm going to leave this. You're following along. I suggest you do so too. Go and have a cup of tea or work on your app a little bit, and then come back after an hour to click the Install Now button. All right, I'm back. And I'm going to press the big button, which will install WordPress onto your hosting package. There we go. Now, with your hosting package, you can use a domain that looks like this. So it has numbers in front of it and then the domain name afterwards. If you want to use this actual domain name, then you will need to actually buy the domain name. You can do that from Eco Web Hosting or from any other company. It doesn't matter. The cost will be around £10 per year. If you do want to do that through Eco Web Hosting, then you can just go to ecowebhosting.co.uk/signup and then type in the domain name there and go through the process. But you can do that with any provider and use our hosting. It's completely up to you. For now though, we can continue for free with this domain name. So with the numbers in front of it and then the domain name. And now WordPress is installed. We just need to finish the setup process. We want a single WordPress website. So click single, and here I've got a small error because it's trying to access the domain without the numbers in front. So I'm just going to copy that and paste it back in there. And that should then work fine. There we go. So, site title. For me, that's going to be cat years. I'm going to choose admin as the username and then put in my email address. And I'd strongly recommend using a nice complex password there. Then install WordPress, and that will complete the process. I'm just going to save that on LastPass. And then we can log in. So it's pretty easy to set up. I'll just press admin and enter the password. There we go. Log in, and then we'll be presented with the WordPress dashboard, which is where we can manage and control our site. Now, if you see a later version of WordPress available, I'd strongly recommend updating. Because WordPress is so widely used, it's often targeted for hacks. So you do need to make sure that you're keeping up with the latest version, because that will always be the most secure. Updating is very easy. You just click the big blue update button and then it will go through the whole process. There we go. So that's now completed. So back to the dashboard. You can see we can do things like writing your first blog post, view your site, add an about page, customize your site, and view the recent activity on the site as well. So let's have a quick look and see what our site actually looks like. So far, it looks like this. So you can see it looks like a kind of empty blog site at the moment, which is fair enough because that's pretty much what it is. But we're going to customize this by installing our app's WordPress theme, and we'll make it look awesome very, very quickly. That's what we'll be doing in the next video. I'll see you there.